What's up, guys? I'm back. We are doing some more work today, and by popular request, hey buddy, Dexter, boop, give me 5. Yeah, that's my boy. Dexter's gonna wait patiently for us to do race car stuff. Alright, so we are doing the PRL Intercooler in preparation of our MHI Stage 2 turbo swap. So nice weather today. Took the Civic out, put it back there just in case I get stuck and need to go somewhere. I didn't even want to do this in the garage because you know, space is limited and the weather is real nice today. Car is still covered in a little bit of salt. We're coming out of a pretty annoying winter. So, as always, I started on the work before recording, just to get a little head start. So far, I took out everything on the bottom. So, what you will need, these plastic things are useless. There's a lot of these clips. They are annoying. You will need, at least to take the bumper off, a 10mm. There are 3 of these guys, and there are 4 Phillips head screws. That's about it. So I'll go from underneath and show you what you need to remove. Don't go crazy. Okay, so wheel well, there's going to be a Phillips head screw right here and a Phillips head screw right here, and the same on the other side. That's all you need to take out. 1, 2, 3, 4 plastic clips. Plastic clip, plastic clip, 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 10mm, 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 clip, 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 clip. Same thing on the other side. The only clip you don't need to take out is this one because it's not attached to anything else. Do not take out these inner clips because all they do is hold this little rubber front lip thing. So that's coming off altogether. Don't bother wasting your time. Only take out the ones on the far inner end of the bumper. So wherever you see the 10mm bolts, follow that line and take out all the clips. You will need one of these guys, a metal one. Still practice patience because these things love to break. So as you can see, little broken clip. Car is 3 years old, so you know, plastic does tend to deteriorate. If you break them, you can get new ones, or you can figure out how to shove them back in. No big deal. But there are a lot of them, and there are different styles. So there are these flat ones, and the way to take them out is you put this little guy in there, pop off that top little head part, and then pull the whole thing out. Don't just try to yank it out because it'll break all the teeth. So there's this style, and then there's this style with 2 little notches, and then there's this style that gets set in. So pay attention to where you pull which one out from because they're all slightly different. Thanks Honda, thanks Acura for doing dumb stuff. Anyhow, then we're gonna move up here. Gotta take this guy off. Let's see here. Let me prop this up. I'm gonna try to do this carefully. So, the more often you take this cover off, the more likely you are to break these little clips that hold it. So instead of just yanking it, I like to get a firm grip and kind of wiggle it. There you go. And they just pop out. They're very fine little clips that can easily break. So don't go crazy on them. Just work your way from one side to the other and feel where the next clip is and just hold and give it little wiggles. That's the trick. I've taken this cover off about 5 times already, and they're all still intact. Couple in the front. just for doing this and saying this, I'm probably going to break a clip today. I hope not. Alright, they're all off. So once you take it off, make sure they're all still in their respective notches, because they do, you can slide them out, and sometimes one will slide out, but I think that's more of a thing on door panels. So yeah, they're all there. Put this to the side. And now the only thing holding the bumper are these little guys. So there are 4 of them. I'll try to show you how annoying these are. So this may not be the proper tool. It's definitely the proper style. I don't know if it's the proper one, because they come in many different styles. But what I do is I just gotta be patient, wiggle it gently around all the edges until you can get the main thing into there and pull that out. Once you pull out the head, you will be able to jiggle the whole thing out without breaking it. So that wasn't so bad. The ones under the car are exposed to a lot more dirt, so they tend to deteriorate faster, and then they break, and then you're like, oh no, I gotta go to the dealership and get a new one, because you're likely to go on Amazon first or eBay and get the China ones, just to find out that they really suck. Anyhow, I know somebody already did this video on YouTube. There was, I forgot the name of the channel, but shout out to those guys. There was a blue car, there was 2 dudes. It was like an Asian guy and another guy who looked like he was a tech from Acura. And the video was with a blue A-spec. They did the intercooler, the stage 1 intake, eye-box springs, and then they dynoed it or something. Very helpful video. The only difference here is I'm going into a little bit more detail, and the main difference is there was 2 of them and there's 1 of me. So if you guys are self-employed like I am and find yourself doing a job like this midweek and all your friends have regular jobs, chances are you have no one to help you. So it's a big bumper. I'm a little hesitant to pull it off and put it back on by myself for obvious reasons. A lot of times, especially when you're putting it back on and you can't see both sides, you can have the bumper scratch your fenders because you're not really aiming it correctly. So what I like to do when doing these by myself is I will put some tape on the fenders, but maybe my girlfriend will be home by the time I need to put the bumper back on and she'll help me, so we'll see. Basically I'm trying to do this by myself, so that's the main difference, and hopefully this helps somebody else out. So let me try to take the rest off, and then well, I only have 2 clips left to go, so let's see how this goes. So I'm going to pop the other 2 out and then try to wiggle it out, and I believe that there's some sort of wire harness, because obviously the bumper has sensors and whatnot in it. Don't really know where to pull first. Usually there's some clips over here, so I try to wiggle them out, but I don't want to break anything since I've never done this before, so I'm just going to jiggle all around nice and easy. Also note that I put down cardboard just so I'm not dropping a bumper on any harsh concrete. just noticed this little doozy. This wire harness is attached to the radiator support, and then the other end is attached to the bumper. So let's go ahead and figure out how to wiggle that out, because that's going to be hanging. Instead of wiggling this out, I think I might have to disconnect the... Okay, so you push this little button right here and it pulls out, and then you could push, I'm assuming, this button to disconnect it. Let's see here. Yep, push that button, pull them apart. Okay, so that's disconnected. Again, being very cautious here. Don't want to break any bumper clips. Permanent clips, not the black plastic tabs. This video brought to you by Red Bull. I'm just kidding. It's not even Red Bull in here. It's Arizona iced tea. The caffeinated version. This sucks. I really don't want to break this. Easy does it. I feel it loose everywhere else other than in right under the headlights. Okay. Time to pause the video, take a break. I'm gonna call my buddy that used to work at Acura and ask him if there's any weird trick to this that I'm missing, because I'd rather be safe than sorry. That was so dumb. I called my friend to ask him if there's any tricks to this, and after all that yanking, as soon as I get on the phone with him, and I only have one hand to work with because I'm holding a phone, the thing pops off. It's like it's messing with me. So there were no tricks. It was just these little tabs right here. They go into the bumper and they're pretty tight, and then these little tabs go into that super slim gap. So no tricks, just a lot of wiggling and yanking. The problem is now that this side's dangling, I have to work on this side and not drop the whole thing and not have this scratch this. But I'm pretty tall and I have a wide wingspan, so let's see how this goes. Let's do some more struggling here. So now I basically have to keep one hand over here holding the right side while I'm there we go. It's a heavy bumper. Alright, so there's harnesses on the inside of here. I have the driver's side of the bumper dangling on the floor while I figure out how to, holy moly, what did they do? There's so much wire work in here. Alright, that's not going anywhere, but just so you guys can see the nonsense in here, flashlight. So fog light wire, sensor, sensor. I don't even know what's attached to what. So doing this is going to be fun. All right, I'm going to put the camera down, and I need 2 hands for that. I don't even know where I could prop the camera up in here, so be right back. All right. We got it off. That was actually pretty easy. It looks a lot dumber than it actually is. You don't have to disconnect any sensors, and this thing balances so weirdly on the floor. I usually stand the bumpers up on this end, but I don't want to mess up the paint or anything. So basically the only thing you need to take off if you're looking from the passenger side is this one big clip. It's like a master harness that connects all the sensors and everything. And this harness you will find right here. So that was kind of hiding, which was what was throwing me off. Once I tugged on the bumper a little bit more, I saw this, and you can release this whole harness from here. See, it rides on there. So first I took it off, and then I unplugged it, and piece of cake. Okay, so keep your bumper somewhere safe. Don't forget your flashlight on the rebar. And now let's see this. Aw, cute little intercooler. Look at that. It's not even the size of my hand. Ha! Cool stuff. All right, let's do a little recap of what we have going on. This is going to be part 1 of a part 2 video. Let me turn my music off. Okay, so basically I got a lot going on. Today is the 1st of March, not that it matters because this video may be viewed who knows when. But basically for reference, it's the 1st of March. I'm tuning with Derek at IMW on the 25th. So I have a month left, and it has been 20 degrees outside until today. I'm hoping to do the intercooler today. It's going to be the part 1 video. The part 2 is going to be the turbo. So here's this big PRL boy. Here's my big turbo. This is a MHI Stage 2. I left it in the wrapping for now. Accord titanium inlet. Map housing. I'm not going to use this. I'll get into that later. I'm not too thrilled about that. If you have a 21 and up RDX, you're going to need this piece. It goes on this side of the intercooler because they redesigned it in 21. My car is a 22. You can call or text message Michael at Action Performance. He will sort you guys out. I'm not advertising for him or Derek. I'm not here to say good things or bad things. I'm just sharing my experience on everything. Mostly good so far. I have one hiccup with Mike, but that's nor here nor there. I'll probably go over it later in my turbo video, and that's in regards to this little piece right here. But anyhow, whole bunch of other parts. What do I have? Type R turbo, support bracket, a bunch of other little hardware kits. I'll go over all these parts in the next video, but today let's get this done. So intercooler comes with a clamp and an O-ring. O-ring goes into here. This is really hard to do with one hand. So let's see. I'm gonna inspect on how to remove this first. So that one little hose replaces this because apparently this didn't work with the aftercooler on the 21 and up models. So this looks like easy. Clip, clamp. I don't know what this is holding on to. These look like little mounts. I would imagine right here, the bracket that gets unbolted, 10 millimeter. There's anything underneath? No, not really. So far, screwdriver, 10 millimeter. Let's move to this side. Oh, look, another fun clip. That's gonna come off because it's in the way. 10 millimeter, or 12s, I don't know. Let me see, let's see. Are these 10s? Nope, those are 12s. Yeah, those are 12 millimeters. That's a 10 millimeter. Gonna need an extension for this guy. And this should be very easy to do. Extremely easy. Hardest part is taking the bumper off. And it's probably gonna be even more annoying putting it back on, so I might just wait for my girlfriend to come home from work. Not how I wanted the day to go, but 10 out of 10 would recommend having another person handy to help you out with just a second set of hands, because that never hurts. And also for some company, because it gets lonely in the backyard in the middle of the day. My neighbors are probably listening to me, thinking I'm talking to myself. Alright, I'm gonna do this stuff. Be right back. Alrighty, 8 millimeter. One-handed mechanic work here. Slide these guys apart. All one-handed. Squeeze, pull. Piece of cake. Put that to the side for when you sell the car. All right. Swap this little doozy out. Take the 8 off. 10 millimeter on a 6-inch extension. Yep, for that guy. If anyone cares, Husky and Makita don't get along. Okay. It's just a little mounting bracket. That side's free. That's it. Piece of cake. This is such an easy job. Aside from the bumper. Okay, on to the passenger side. Same deal here. 10 millimeter. Oh, there's my magnetic tray. Alright. Swap this guy out. Might as well use the extension again. Hours later. Ooh, that's a stubborn guy. Let's try this one. I guess it doesn't like the long extension. Let's get a little more torque with no extension here. Ah, that's better. Yeah, keep in mind, the more extensions and accessories you use, the more torque you are being robbed of. And this is why I took this clip out, so you can move this dangly thing out of the way. These two bolts are the same length. Take the mount off. And that's it. We are free. I'm definitely going to need two hands for... Or maybe not. I don't know how heavy this thing is. I know the new one's pretty heavy. Oh, duh, I have a tripod. do our comparison. Oh my god. Okay, I can't lift that with one hand. That's... I mean, I can, but it might hurt a little. Wow. So much for weight savings. This turbo is going to have to make up for the difference. Look at that size difference. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Here we go. So you're gonna have to, I'm just learning as I go. These get transferred over. Those go into the little footwells here. This side gets it too. PRL. Okay, let's check the thickness. Thickness is a tiny bit thicker, but it's twice as tall, which is a significant gain. Oh, okay, so the mounts, these don't get transferred, they just pop right in. What do we got here? What do we got here? Let's see the difference with this guy. PRL. I think that Arizona's getting to my head. Okay, so it looks like this end is bigger than that end, and it's a little longer. But, yep, that'll go right on there. All self-explanatory. I guess I'm gonna pop this all in reverse order and call it a day. Be right back. Important note before I forget. Do not forget to put on this rubber O-ring that comes with it. Do not forget that. That is critical. I can't stress that enough. It's a little bit different than the OEM one, just a different design. And I noticed this is a little greasy. I don't know if it's just oil from running through the blow-by or something. But I decided to put some assembly lube on mine, very small amount, just to have a nice mating surface to form a good seal. If you don't have assembly fluid, you could just use like a droplet of motor oil. I'm sure it'll be fine. So lube that up and back we go, reverse order. Alrighty, all buttoned up. This is very heavy. It is kind of awkward to put in, and the only issue I had was I didn't take this guy off. Remember these little clips that were dangling right here? I disconnected them, and I thought that this was going to be enough just to move it out of my way. Well, fake news. This whole thing was completely in the way, and when I started forcing the intercooler in there, this completely ripped off of every clip that's attached to here. So I got a ton of little broken clips laying around. Don't know if this piece is even necessary, but I have spare clips. I don't even know where they popped out from. I guess if I put this here, wait, is it this way or is it this way? Nope, definitely not that way. Definitely not that way. This is stupid. Anyhow, I'm gonna put it back in, and that's it. We're done. I chose the black option because it just looks more sleek and stealthy and unnoticeable. But anyhow, that will be all. Ta-da! All done. So I waited for my girlfriend to come home. Definitely advise 2 people when putting the bumper back on. It took a few tries. I tried putting on one side first and working my way around. Bad idea. So it's best to have one person with a hand here and a hand here, and then another person with a hand here and a hand here guiding this guy. But start the bumper from the middle. Don't work from the sides, even though it might seem easier because that's how it was removed. Definitely start from the middle with the 4 tabs that were here. Pop those in, and then the sides will pop into place. Putting all the little clips back in was a little bit tricky and annoying, but not the end of the world. It does help to have a bunch of extra clips like this, or if you go to any auto parts store, they usually have stuff like this, which is like a fun pack of all sorts of clips, and they make these like, so this is I forgot what the label said on this. I think it said Japanese cars, or maybe it even said Honda. So it's like a variety of Honda style clips, because obviously different brands have different kind of clips. So you can get a Honda pack. I definitely used a handful of those to replace the ones that broke, which is normal. You can expect to break plastic clips because that's just what they do. Cheap assembly. So I'm going to start this thing up. Oh, I wanted to show you. The intercooler came with this cardboard template, so you can put it on and be an early 90s ricer with a big logo on your intercooler. But since PRL is not paying me, no thanks. And I put my original one back into the PRL box for storage, because you never know when you might need it. So thanks PRL for this good packaging. I'm going to start this guy up, make sure everything is fine. Let me start this guy up first, because this thing got to go back into the garage. So there's going to be lots of noises between the 2 cars. Where's my keys? My keys. Look at that. All right. This was a fun-filled day. I was going to film the bumper being put back on, but my girlfriend kind of doesn't like cameras, and you know, she's, what are they called? Antisocial, or I forget the word I'm looking for. Anyway, I love her, she's great, but I don't think she wanted to be filmed, so I skipped that part, but no big deal. You're basically doing everything in reverse order. That's her Camaro over there. Anyhow, let's go start the RDX. I'm gonna let the Civic run a little bit. to warm up. I'm gonna start this guy up to warm up. Please don't have codes, please don't have codes, please don't have codes. So I should note that I did not disconnect the battery for this installation. I know most mechanics and manuals and procedures always advise whatever automotive work you're doing, you should disconnect the battery, but I didn't do it, so it looks good. There's no codes, no crazy things flashing other than the hood is open. So I think we're all good to go. I'm going to take this for a test drive in a little bit, put the Civic back in the garage, and the next time I will be posting is when I will do the turbo install, and then I'm not sure if I'll do the same video for install and tuning or if I'll do a third video for tuning, but I'll figure it out. That's going to be probably in a week from now, maybe 2 weeks, I don't know. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped, and go buy yourself some Go Fast parts. Okay, bye.